Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is on calldowns. Let's get started. Okay, so I kind of want to talk about two aspects of calldowns. What are calldowns, how to do them, the general premise behind them, and two, why my squadron doesn't do them. So the first thing about them is it's mainly about communication and accountability. You want to communicate with your flight. Usually, if you have a smaller squadron, you might be an element leaders who are doing it, flight sergeants or flight commanders, maybe be cadet commander depending on the size of your squadron. But if you are an element leader and you're doing them, usually you'll be assigned between 1 and 5 people to call. Usually you will either have to get their contact information or somehow you get their contact information, and then from there you call, email, Facebook, text, something like that, and you see, hey, are you coming to the meeting? It's BDUs, we're going to be doing an aerospace, we're working on our model rocketry program, and you might be a little bit of their friends and talk to them a little bit about CAP and uniform items and blah 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 blah. Who knows what you'll be talking to them about, or what you're going to be doing. And it's mainly just communication between you as their leader with the follower. And that's mainly what it's there for. And then usually you're just yes, they're there. Some people put them into Google Docs, and people just email their flight sergeant, some people email their cadet commander. In some form or fashion, it gets from the very bottom to the very top. And sometimes it can even go to the seniors, sometimes it doesn't. And it can be a great tool to just get to know your people a little bit better and just to have that communication in between the weeks, so you don't just see people every week and that's it. The cons are big. No one answers. If you do calldowns, sometimes you'll get the exact same answers every week, and it can be a little awkward, especially if you're trying to build a relationship based off of those calldowns. It can get really awkward to try and talk to the person on the phone because they don't really understand what you're trying to do. It can get awkward. That's the main premise behind calldowns. Really, every squadron's gonna do them differently. Just like I say in pretty much every video, it's gonna matter squadron to squadron, wing to wing. It's gonna vary drastically. Your squadron might not even do them, and you're like, wait, what are callouts? So, if you have any questions on that, leave them in the comments below. Now moving on to why my squadron doesn't do them, and it kind of goes back into the con, is no one answers. We had this really nice Google Doc. We did them for a very long time, getting the same answers. Element leaders, it was kind of like their one responsibility. They were supposed to talk to their people. We weren't getting the same people in every night, and we at the time had 3 flights. So people were moving from flight to flight and element to element and changing element leaders. Element leaders would leave the program, they'd come in. It just got to be a lot to pay attention to. When no one was answering, no one really was building those relationships based off of calldowns. The number was never accurate, and the communication was mainly done via email, in schedules, and in activities, and there was no benefits we were getting back from calldowns. I, as a flight sergeant, flight commander, had to put work in for calldowns to get the list that Jones, Smith, Fieglein, Blake, and Dice all were called, none of them answered. But over here you got Grace and Barnes who replied, they're coming, and then you get these, well, they're gonna call it back, and this person's not gonna be here, and you're paying attention to deadlines and phone calls, and it's a lot of nitpicking. Take the time that you're putting into those calldowns and plan an activity, plan an event, plan something, do something else in your squadron that's productive, where you can see a short-term, long-term, immediate result of, oh, we put the time into this activity instead of doing calldowns, and we have a dining in. We have a weekend activity. We have a volunteer opportunity. We have a recruiting opportunity. We have this and this and this and this because we put the time in. Not, oh, we know that these people may be coming because we called them. You never know. That is my squadron. That's how we do things. I support how we do that. It makes sense for our squadron. If you have questions, leave them in the comments below on my Facebook page. Check it out, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! We are getting ABUs. The goal of this was because we're part of the total force, it's supposed to bring us along. And we are a larger squadron, so I know a lot of you do have the smaller squadrons. So if that's something you're more interested in seeing more on, I'd be happy to do another video on calldowns in depth. I hope that covered how to do them, what to do. If you're doing them, ask your squadron. If you're not doing them, ask your squadron. It comes down to that. Once again,